Hello everyone, my name is Vince Parks. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time today to talk about firearm safety. Firearm safety, in my opinion, starts with responsibility. In a study by the National Safety Council in 2013 showed that in 1991 there were 1,441 unintentional gun deaths by children ages 14 and under. By 2010 this number had dropped 25% to 600. What brought this number down? Education and training, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to read a few statistics from you or to you from some websites where I did a little bit of research. Statistics found on smartgunlaws.org show that in the year 2000, 55% of homes containing both firearms and children had one or more firearms in an unlocked place. Not a good idea. This same website showed in July 2004, the U.S. Secret Service and the U.S. Department of Education published a study examining 37 school shootings from 1974 to 2000. The study found that in more than 65% of the cases, the attacker got the gun from his or her own home or that of a relative. In an effort to prevent this, in 2005, Congress passed the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, requiring any handgun sale or transfer to include a safety child lock. Now, safety child locks are pretty common. There's no standard, across the country. They come in many different variations. The most common that I've seen is nothing more than really a padlock, with an extended cable that once it's in place essentially renders any firearm useless. Now, to show you an example of how this will work, I have a standard, Colt pistol here. It's unloaded, and all you have to do to make this work, and it only takes just a couple seconds. You run this cable right through there. So I get it right here. That's it. Now, if anyone were to access this, whether it be a child or someone breaking into your home, they couldn't just pick it up and cause any damage. There's no way for the action to close. You could never chamber around anything. It's a pretty simple design, and it only takes, like I said, 30 seconds to apply it, and that gun is completely useless. Another important thing about responsible gun ownership and firearm safety in general is people need to be educated, in order, you don't ever buy a new TV and just hook it up and exactly how to use it. TVs for the same, a TV is a TV essentially, but they all have different features and functions, and they come with an instruction manual, just like any firearm. Now I have two more examples here. One from the same Colt handgun that I just showed you how to apply the lock to, and then another one from Springfield pistol, which is essentially they're both handguns, but they're from two completely different manufacturers. And if you look on here, it's highlighted. I don't know if I can get this camera to focus, but yeah, that's just not going to work out very well. But anyways, as I was saying, there's the very top of this manual, highlighted in bright orange, says, "Warning, before using this firearm, read and follow these instructions." The Springfield manual also says it right there. Read this manual before handling this firearm. And then in the Springfield manual, since I have that in my hand already, on the third page in, it starts with safety rules. And once again, I probably won't be able to get this to focus. It somewhat works, but there's safety rules, and it goes on to outline 10 or 15 items just to keep you safe and how you should properly store your firearm. The Colt manual, same thing. It's actually starts on page 9, and it has 10 general handling instructions, and then it also has range cautions and shooting cautions. The majority of this manual is not to explain to you how to use the gun. It is how to safely handle, store, and operate the firearm. going back to the statistics with all the school shootings and 65% of people getting a gun from their home, people just weren't aware. There's a lot of people that go out, they're of age, they want to buy a gun and go to the range and shoot and have a good time. And for the most part, that's what most of us gun owners want to do. But at the same time, if you're going to have children around the house, a gun is not a toy. And as much as I stress to my children that a gun is not a toy, that's, and my daughter has a very good, understanding. And I don't worry about her, but that still doesn't mean that I just leave a firearm laying around. It'd still be, locked and secured. You can actually see it behind me. I have a rather large safe that I'm the only one that knows the combination of that, not even my wife. So I have no worries that any of my children would ever access any of my firearms and cause any damage to themselves or others. Now, back to the education and training. Along with the manufacturers' books that they provide, there's many websites out there. The manufacturing websites also have safety, items and training. But there's a lot of groups out there, public groups like the NRA, National Rifle Association. They offer free online training, and in many places they'll have workshops where you can, you and your children can go, and it may be a 2 or 3 hour affair, but it's free, and the information is it's invaluable. Now, by using the resources available, any gun owner can be a responsible gun owner and also use the information to inform their friends and families, and everybody can improve. So that's all the time I'll take up today. Thank you very much for listening.